Good morning, friends. I am actually having such a late start to my morning. I'm trying not to be so harsh on myself about it, but I can't help it. So I figured I would do like a little morning coffee and chat little series thing to kind of test it out and also just get a few things off my mind that I need to talk about. I'm just gonna make my coffee really quick because I really need like a little bit of a pick-me-up. I turned off my alarm like 4 times this morning. So I was initially supposed to wake up at like 8:30, and you know, I just kind of wanted 30 more minutes in bed, and that didn't happen because I went back to sleep. So now it is 11:30, which is fine, but I feel like I'm in a little bit of a time crunch because I do have to work later, so I don't really have the whole day to myself. We're off tomorrow, so kind of keeping that in mind, and it's keeping me like a little bit more sane and stable. But yeah, just gonna make my coffee. I need some fuel. It's Wednesday today, so I'm just prepping my mind and body for a good rest of the week. The start of the week was pretty nice. I feel like I didn't really do much, but since it's been rainy, there hasn't really been much to do. Today is such a beautiful sunny day, thankfully, but really grateful that I just get to be outside and kind of enjoy that, because I feel like I need some vitamin D in my life, and it's been a little hectic. But last night we went to celebrate one of my friends for her birthday, and we went to this like sushi place in DTLA, and it was so nice. I love sushi, but I feel like I haven't necessarily ventured into like the different sushi rolls that are out there. Right now I kind of like basic stuff. I feel like I don't really like raw fish. Whenever I like get sushi, it has to be like cooked, but I've currently just been loving trying eel right now, and I feel like that's something that I kind of want to add to my palette. But yeah, it was super good. We had such a great time. As I mentioned before, I'm doing like not necessarily dry January because I don't want to do it for just January, but I haven't drank alcohol in about, I want to say, a month now. Honestly, I feel kind of the same. I don't know if my body is kind of like going through some type of withdrawal or something. I wasn't really much of a drinker, but I would have like a drink on the weekends and stuff, which I hear still has like effects on your body and can make you like as equally as anxious as having a drink every day. But yeah, I didn't really drink much. But yesterday I just had mocktails and like lemon water. But it was nice to like kind of stay true to myself and know what I wanted regardless of what everyone else was doing. I want to see how like long I can take it. I don't mind like not drinking. Like I don't think it's gonna make me feel guilty to have a drink, but I just want to see and kind of challenge myself and see how long I can actually, you know, go without. But yeah, yesterday I got this like watermelon mocktail thing. It was so good, other than the fact that they were like super sugary, I felt like, and they made me so bloated. So if anybody has like any low sugar recommendations for mocktails that you like to drink, please let me know. It was like a cup like this big, and pretty sure it was like ginger beer. So loud. I'm pretty sure it was like ginger beer with watermelon juice, probably had like some lime in it, and I don't know, really sugary though. Yeah, if you have some recommendations, definitely let me know. I'm trying to, like I said, cut back on my sugar, so just trying to find some alternate options that I can, you know, kind of mess with. But I got this awesome little thing for my coffee. It's supposed to be like a relaxing type of drink. It's this little Blue Moon milk thing, and it has blueberry and lavender. It is not vegan because it's 2% milk, but other than that, I think it's gonna be really fun. It says the lavender helps to promote calmness, and it has only 3 grams of added sugar, which is from organic honey. It has blueberry for the sweetness, and then magnesium and tryptophan. Steeped in Ayurveda, one of the world's oldest holistic healing system, moon milks blend milk, herbs, and spices to promote well-being, relaxation, and help the body respond to physical and emotional stressors. So I don't know how true that reigns, but I'm gonna try a little bit in my coffee. It actually smells like exactly when you eat like Lucky Charms or something with the marshmallows, and the milk that's left over after all the marshmallows and the cereal has like steeped in there for a little bit. That's exactly what this smells like. Yeah, it also has 9 grams of protein per cup, which is a pretty high amount of protein. So that's good as well. I'm excited to add it to my coffee. I'm also obviously gonna put my mushroom creamer. Honestly, very low on it, but it's very nice. I'm trying to learn a little bit more about mushrooms and their benefits. I know a little bit about like magic mushrooms and stuff, but trying to kind of incorporate more mushroom supplements into my daily life just because I know that they have so many benefits. And I recently watched this like documentary on Netflix, not so recently, but I watched this documentary on Netflix and it was all about mushrooms. I'll go ahead and like put the name of it down below, but honestly, the power of mushrooms is so insane to me. They're just like these other like living things. I don't know, I kind of want to maybe start studying them. I used to do this thing where I would pick like a topic and I would kind of just do my own research and kind of teach myself about the realm of them. I used to keep this notebook and I used to study a lot of like mythology, and I used to study a lot of like twin flame stuff and like a lot of energetic field type thing. But I don't know, I feel like I kind of miss school and I kind of miss learning, and the fact that I can just do that for myself is very comforting because I can go at my own pace and I can actually choose what I want to learn. And I think that's important for everyone to do, just kind of immerse themselves in a few topics and just gain that knowledge. Let's get this coffee going. I don't know where I'm rolling with this, but and I'm actually just gonna have like this much today because I don't know, I just feel like my brain's in such a fog this morning. Sometimes I thought like that was because of going out and drinking alcohol, but I noticed that it's just honestly me just sleeping late because I had 0 alcohol, but we went to sleep at around like 2 or 3 in the morning. It was definitely past my bedtime. I think sleep for me is definitely like a make or break, and I have to kind of learn to. So nice. I don't think I'm gonna put any sweetener in this, by the way, so let's hope it is sweet enough. I don't think I put. That is impressive. It smells like there's enough sugar in there, and I feel like I kind of know what I want my coffee tasting like. So the fact that I didn't have to put any extra like cane sugar in there. Oh, brother, look. Wait. So, okay, it's so weird because I was telling my sister right now, and I can actually show you the text for it. I was telling my sister right now that 27 is a lucky number 2, and that was at this hour. And then I look in my fridge and it says your lucky numbers are, wait, I'm gonna have to call her to show her this. Hi, I had to call you right now because I'm making my coffee, right? Taking my milk, my oat milk, out of my fridge. For some reason, they have lucky numbers now on their milk. Dude, guess what the number was? Brother! Wow! Look at that, and I literally just texted you, and I was like, 27's a lucky number 2. We got a little carried away with talking, but it is 1 o'clock right now, and I have still not done any of my morning things. I'm just gonna go ahead and write in my little journals just so that I can keep a little bit of my morning routine going till I have to leave for work. I am actually a little bit behind on work for YouTube right now because I'm filming day of. Yeah, man, vloguary is a little bit difficult, and I give it up to everybody who does Vlogmas and like has the initiative to keep it up. So great job, I will give it to you. This is not easy, especially when I'm like thinking of what the heck do I have to like, what do I have to do? Like what do I do in my daily life? I don't know if what I do right now is like exciting to people, or if anybody just wants to see like what I do in my daily life. But I feel like I live kind of like a regular life. I'm not like an influencer and stuff and go to like a lot of events all the time and that kind of thing just yet, but right now I feel like I'm still kind of settling into this whole regrouping with myself thing. Still trying to like figure out what is it that I actually want to do, which is funny because I actually changed my Instagram bio today to multi-potentialite, which is like this new term that I found for people who don't really want to have like one specific goal or focus in their life, like a doctor or like electrician or like engineer. Like those are very specific or goal specific things. I feel like I'm someone who likes to do a lot of different things and just become good at it and just have like a lot of different mediums that I can work with. So that's kind of why I changed it to that. I'm still definitely like in the realm of digital creator and like influencer and that kind of stuff, but I don't really like using that term to begin with. I don't want to kind of enclose myself to what comes with that, I feel like, and I want to do way more than just be on the internet. You know, I want to do physical things and be a business owner and do all these other projects that I want to start working on. So I don't know, I think that was a little bit fitting. I think last night and this morning I was doing a lot of like reflection on my life and how sometimes I feel very not confident, and I had some really like good and wholesome and like knowledgeable conversations yesterday about how I feel like we hold ourselves back the most. And I feel like we're always encouraging and pushing other people before we push ourselves. And I think it's important to like cheer ourselves on. We don't really do much of that, or sometimes, like me, I feel really guilty of doing that and like supporting myself and pushing myself to what I truly want to be here for. And I think that guilt kind of holds me back a lot. But I think it's time that we have the conversation of fully supporting ourselves the way we support others in our lives, the way we support like our idols or our peers. I think it's important to kind of group that energy and pour it into ourselves, because that's when we'll start seeing more people doing that for us. And like when I first started doing the internet and being on social media, I would find it so weird when people would like recognize me in the street, and that would make me feel a little bit uncomfortable because you never like know who's watching. So when I used to live in New York, a lot of people would be like, oh, like I know who you are, and that kind of, I don't know if that makes me feel comfortable, but I think that's why I kind of don't want to have social media or do things like that, because I would probably consider myself an introvert, and I'm not really that talkative to begin with unless like I start building a relationship with you. And I think that all stems back to obviously my confidence and the way that I think about myself. And a lot of the time, I think it has to do with my sense of imposter syndrome and how I don't feel like I should be in this field because I don't like the attention. I don't know, I feel like we all secretly like attention, so why not just, you know, put ourselves out there? But it's very hard to cheer yourself on, I feel like. Very hard for us to do the things that we actually want to do because we don't necessarily know where to start. And I think that's kind of like the entire conversation that I had, that we need to just kind of be on our feet a little bit more and stop letting fear or embarrassment hold us back from just doing fun things. Like yesterday, yesterday was so fun because we were doing like some improv scenes at dinner, and I don't know, like I'm never someone who is very on my feet, or like I'll get embarrassed when things like that come up because I don't know what to say. But I think it kind of got me out of my comfort zone a little bit and just realized that nothing really matters and people don't really care, and it's just about the experience and making it really fun. And I think that's just like a really valuable lesson for me, even though it was like something as simple as that. I think it's important for us to just put ourselves out there no matter who is watching, just because we want to do what we want to do. Like for instance, this makes me super uncomfortable, and I just need to learn how to finally break that little barrier that I have and just be myself, because I just never know who I'm gonna impact in a way with what I have to say. It taught me that not everybody knows what I know, and I feel like I have something to offer in that way, in terms of like the way that I think and my healing journey and just my wellness journey that I've been on, and things that I've learned along the way of that whole span of time. So some days I feel like this, but other days I feel like I'm just gonna go write in my silly little journal and do what I do, you know? I hold them at different levels at different times. I feel like a lot of the time, like who wants to watch me write in my journal? Or like who wants to watch me post what I ate that day? Like that's so stupid to me sometimes. And that's why social media is just so weird. But other times, like people would reach out and be like, hey, like I'm gonna try this meal that you posted, or thanks for posting this, like I've been feeling the same way. And you never know. And I think that's why I do it in the first place, because some people just wanna be guided and learn how to live and be good to themselves, but they don't necessarily know where to start. And I think that's why we're here for, so we can kind of share our journey, like, hey, this is where I'm starting, this is what I'm currently doing. And then along the line, those people kind of see you grow as a person and grow as like a business or like a creator or a specific profession, and they're like, oh my god, you finally got there. Like, I remember when you first started doing this kind of stuff, and I was there from like the start. Like, that's so amazing, that's so inspiring. And for someone that's not there throughout the journey, you know, it kind of just seems like, oh, that person is already that person. We fail to remember that that person was also at this same level at one point of their lives, and they just kept going, and that's what ended up kind of getting them to where they are right now. So basically what I'm trying to say, I guess, is this is the documentation of this process for me. This is kind of why I'm doing this to begin with. That way I can have like a reference or like a look back of where I started. And I never forget essentially where I've started and what I've, you know, been through. And I'm definitely doing way better than how I was doing like years ago. And I'm not in the same place. Like, I don't have the same friends. I'm not in the same state as I was. Like, I grew up in New York, now I'm living in LA. I don't have the same mentality. I don't have the same attitude. I don't have the same emotions. I don't have the same way of living, the same routines. And it's just so different. And that's only in the span of like, I want to say like 2 years. And to see how much my life has changed in the last 2 years, like, I never thought that it would change. A lot of the time we feel like it's gonna stay the same and there's like no way out, but having patience through everything is what's really important. Just believing in yourself, just keep doing it, and just know that there's people out there who support you. There's literally random people out there that watch my videos and support me more than people that I've known have done that, you know what I mean? So you never quite fully know exactly who's watching. Let me do my journaling. But today's quote is, dreams are today's answers to tomorrow's questions. I couldn't help but looking at the other quote for tomorrow, and it says, don't wait for someone to inspire you, go out and inspire the world. I think that kind of ties back into what I'm talking about today, which is really cute. That is so cute. I love getting like little subliminal messages from the universe. I'm really a firm believer that like the universe is always showing me something or telling me little messages that I need to hear in the moment, just so that like I know that it's listening to me and I just need to keep going. I'm someone who needs like constant reassurance, so if I can't give it to myself, I need it from another source, which is so bad, and I feel like I need to definitely work on that, but I have the universe on my side, y'all. And tying back into what I was saying about us supporting ourselves, I feel like we have to get into the habit of actually talking to ourselves, just having that inner monologue. A lot of the time I tend to talk to myself in like a third person, so whenever I write things down like, oh, right, like you are loved, or like you are intelligent or smart, and I'm like, I feel like I'm talking to somebody else, and that I think is why my brain doesn't tend to process that that person that I'm talking about is myself. I've done that for such a long time. Like, I've looked back in my journals and I've always written like, oh, like you're gonna make it through this, or you know, you're gonna find stability. But like that's the thing that doesn't make my brain understand that, hey, this is the you that we're talking about. A lot of the time I also refer to myself as we for some reason. No clue. If anybody can like decipher this, please like let me know, because I have no idea why I do that. So I tend to be like, oh, like we're gonna be doing this today, or we're gonna be doing, but it's like, I'm gonna be doing this. I don't know, I just feel like I lose my sense of self, and not in like that way that people usually say it as, but I lose my sense of self in the way that I need to realize that I need to push myself up and I need to talk to myself about things like that. I find that I use the word I when I'm using more destructive words or more destructive sayings about myself, and when I'm saying more positive things, I tend to use the terms you. And that goes back to what I was saying, because I feel like we don't support ourselves, or we don't encourage ourselves the way that we should be, the way that we are encouraging other people. And you know, who's gonna fight for you more than you are? So it's just something to learn. I'm still in like the learning process with that, and I'm definitely like more than happy to share what I find and what I, you know, conclude to. I just need to let my guard down a little bit. I need to let my like third wall just go away. Some things that I definitely want to work on throughout this whole journey are my confidence and being so harsh on myself, and just being more of a like an attractive person, and not in the sense of like looks, just being more like energetically attractive, and I don't know, making people like feel welcomed, and being talkative, and just being like this like little ball of energy. Not too much though, because it's gonna be very draining, but a lot of the time when people like meet me, or you know, they know of me from somewhere, where when I ask them what their first thoughts are, a lot of them say that I seem very intimidating, and maybe it's like because of my face or because I'm not really a talkative person. But honestly, I feel like I'm such a nice person. I feel like I'm very open-minded about things. Just having that perception of you kind of makes you feel like, damn, like, am I really like unapproachable, or do people like not want to talk to me? And I don't want to be that person. I want to be the people that like attracts other people to talk to them and have conversations and just kind of learn and bounce ideas off of. And I think I am that person essentially when I build relationships, like longer term relationships with people, once that relationship is set. But I feel like I want to do that with people like that we're first meeting. Like I have to speak at an event, or I'll have to go to a dinner and meet new people, or go to like a business meeting or like a business event and meet people. I want to just be able to create that first impression that I am approachable, and this is how I actually am, but there's this thing that's like holding me back. How do I do that without having to go through that process is what I'm trying to figure out right now. And a lot of it honestly has to do with confidence, building that up, and just not caring what other people think essentially. And I think that YouTube has been teaching me that, and teaching me that I can share my ideas because I want to, and I'm definitely not afraid of like being judged or anything. That doesn't really bother me. Like I never really feel like I'm bothered by what other people think. I'm more afraid of like rewatching my stuff and being like, damn, like why would you say something like that? Like that's so stupid, or you sound like a loser, or just I need to start supporting myself. That's been the main theme for last night and this morning. But yeah, that's what's going on today. Today's journal prompts are talking about love, which I think is always nice to reflect on, because love is so important and we all need some love, whether it's from other people or from ourselves. It's definitely a life-changing emotion, and I think that when you learn how to love yourself, everything changes. And that's kind of why I promote a lot of like health and wellness, because when you learn to love yourself and when you learn how to be comfortable with your thoughts, everything else will just naturally come to you. That's like the basics of law of attraction, I feel like. Today's questions are, whom do I love? Who loves me? What about that makes me feel loved and loving? And how do I feel about that? And I quickly just want to share my answers for the how do I feel portion. I just used one word, so I wrote supported, understood, heard, motivated, and ambitious. Those emotions really do help you visualize your dreams and help you kind of set your goals to get there, and essentially just kind of go with the flow. I think importantly, we have to learn how to stop being so strict on ourselves and learn how to let go, but also know that we are in control of everything that goes on in our lives. And I think building the sense of having the control is what we struggle with. So a lot of us, we feel like we are so out of reach and so out of the control that we kind of accept life for what it is and we don't really do anything about it. So essentially what that does is it just creates more things that they like to enter your life, and then you just fall down like this giant rabbit hole and you feel like you never really enjoyed your life, which sucks. It sucks so much. I don't think anybody should ever have to like put up with that kind of feeling. I think that we're like essentially put here to challenge the laws of nature and challenge the universe, to kind of break through and realize how much control we actually do have and how much we can choose, how much choices we have in this world. We can literally do anything, and that's insane. But a lot of the things in our daily life holds us back, and the point is to kind of break free from those daily life things because they don't essentially matter that much. Just have the thoughts of like, this can go the best way that it can go, and it should go the best way that it can go, because why not? Why do we have such negative connotation for life? Why do we have sayings like life is life, or like whatever happens happens? But it's like we can create exactly what happens in our lives, and we don't have to accept that things are gonna go to because we have so much power in that. But in the same sense, we do have to learn how to let go and let the universe do what it needs to do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. But yeah, there's the loop that I was looking for. But honestly, I can keep talking about this for a whole 30 minutes. It'll be the same thing over and over, because I feel like I need to get that into my head. And so do you. Maybe you needed to hear this today. Maybe that's why you're still watching this video. That's probably all that I have for right now. Maybe I can keep going on this topic if you liked or enjoyed having more of a sit down type of let's chat thing like this. I'd love to know. leave it in the comments down below if you do. But it's about time for me to get ready for work, so I'm gonna end this here. Thanks so much for joining me for my impromptu little get together coffee with me, even though I finished my coffee ages ago little series. Yeah, I will see you all tomorrow.